Okay, you're already doing one thing better than him.
Which is straight away get out of the
Yeah,
base.
getting out of the base.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, so the next thing. Okay, yeah, so the current patch, you should actually put your courier here inside the fountain.
Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
right now you get, okay, if you notice this, right? So let's say when you're pulling it out, see that it has couriers move faster. Then
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
cooldown. Yeah, so if you put it in at the edge here, basically when it's delivering, it still has a fast move speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now you don't really have to worry about all these monkey kings and all that will come try to kill
Yeah, yeah.
couriers or nature's prophet. Okay, so yeah, I think this laning stage is, I
But
mean
I
the
think in lower elo, I don't think Monkey King or Nature's Prophet will do that lah.
okay,
I've
but
never
you
seen
never
that.
know. Some
Yeah.
people actually the lower elo is where a lot of people will be like looking at all these meme things, right? And they will just do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So like you never know lah. It's just to be safe. But it doesn't determine anything lah. It's not gonna end your game or anything like that. It's just that, yeah. Like in the case like here, right? For bounty runes, you don't want to ever commit yourself to take damage for a rune.
Hmm.
Okay, you will end up in the losing end. Whatever it is, you'll always end up even if you don't die, right? It's actually a losing end, because your laning
Hmm.
stage becomes harder. So like what
Hmm.
you did here, the moment you saw the two heroes, you just ran.
Hmm.
Like even if it's one hero, if he has a stun, right, it's not so
Yeah.
worth it to just stand there and let him whack you, and then he's gonna stun
Okay.
you and then take the rune and stuff like that. So yeah, what you did here is perfectly fine. Um, Generally, I think the safe lane hero wouldn't want to go there lah, but it's fine. Yeah, because you're just making sure that if there's a free rune, then you can get it. So that's good. Then,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
yeah, so generally, if you can identify um who you're gonna be laning against, you can know what you need to buy at the start. Okay,
Hmm.
and I think this is a very general item build. It's still fine. Nothing so wrong about it. If you're going red band, I think you want to try to rush it earlier lah. You don't need this mango, I think. So maybe what you can do is you can just skip the mango, skip the fairy fire, get the circlet instead.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you sell these two, you can buy this. So then you're like just one component away from the red band.
Hmm. Okay.
And the next
Because
thing.
usually I get Fairy Fire
Mhm.
because I'm a very aggressive player. So I like to go for like early kills and like bait them with coming into tower and then I can just like Fairy Fire in. But I
Okay.
guess yeah.
Um, that generally lah, if like let's say because the first few levels you're not going to be playing very aggressive. There
Mm-mm.
are these things called peak timing. So you want to play to aggression when you can get away with it. Means if let's say you would, okay, I just give you, if you look at it this way, if let's say you were to play aggressive now and you were to you're basically trading your regen for the guy's regen, right?
Yeah.
Unless you can definitely kill him. So if you're trading his life for your regen, it's still fine. Means you're getting a kill out of it. But if let's say you're just putting up aggression so that you can trade regen for regen, um, like literally the scenario you said just now, if let's say they were to be diving your tower and you want to fairy fire and turn the fight around, right?
Mm.
What if they stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're just left with that low HP and your fairy fire does nothing.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
and the other thing is that this lane is guaranteed you're not gonna walk up to them because it's a
Yeah,
viper.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
viper. It's a lion. Surprisingly, it's a lion lah. But even if it was a Nyx, as long as the viper is there, it's very hard to walk up to him.
Mm.
So overall, most of the time, people are just looking to get out of this laning stage, get levels, get uh basically your priority here. If you were to look at it at a more of a high level, it would be just getting your six, and then you can start moving around the map, getting a kill, then coming back, force this guy to get out of the lane.
Mm.
But the laning stage is gonna be hard, especially now since Viper can add these two at level 1. He
Mm.
has a corrosive skin and also poison attack, so it's like automatically harassing him is just gonna be a lot harder and all that lah. So it's better to actually prioritize getting to the items that will make you a bit more beefy, so you can tank up a bit, and of course you will need more regen. So
Mm.
there's a second reason to this is that usually people, the first thing you're gonna do, the first item that you're gonna ship out is definitely a set of tangos.
Mm.
Yeah, because if you look at this lane, right? For sure, you're gonna need more regen. You know, he's just gonna be hitting you. He's gonna be pressing Q. He's not gonna be taking any aggro, and he's just gonna be spamming Q every time you come near the creeps.
Yeah.
So you will definitely need a second set of tangos, and most of the time people will want to ship out the recipe and the tango together,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Yeah. So basically, if you do it this way, right, you have to wait longer to get to the full set. So these two plus
Yeah.
the tango, yeah, it will take longer,
Yeah.
and you might actually run out of regen before your next set comes already. Um, to summarize that, basically you want to have regen before you need it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you feel you're gonna need the regen after that, it's actually like basically there's gonna be like 1 or 2 waves where you actually can't come to the wave, because you're just not healthy enough to come. If you come to the
Mm.
wave, you might die, that kind of thing. Yeah, so the item build part most of the time is there lah. I actually, to be for offlane lah, for safe lane I haven't really done enough research yet, but for offlane there's actually only two item routes usually. It's either the rush, usually offlane heroes nowadays, a lot of them are strength heroes, so it's usually the rush bracer build, which is basically your quilling blade, then the two components, two branches and tango, and then you're buying the recipe and another tango. That's the rush bracer build. The other one is to sacrifice your is to buy a stick at level 1. So if you buy a stick level
Oh,
one, yeah,
okay.
if you buy a stick level 1 means then you're usually buying one circlet, then you don't have this slipper of agility. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and you won't have a quilling blade also. So you will have tango, one, the circlet, and then three branches. That's the
Okay.
Yeah, for offlane that's usually the case. I'm pretty sure you can apply that to safe lane as well.
Okay.
Unless you're okay, we don't talk about the unless yet because Ursa is not in your this thing, right? It's
Mm.
not in your pool yet, yeah. So we don't talk about that yet lah. So we just talk about these two things. So usually try to go those two routes. Then make sure you queue up your red band recipe and then just a tango lah. So you ship out the two items together. And usually the first wave is enough for you. If you can get all the last hits, it's enough for you to get both.
Okay.
The recipe and the tango. So then basically when your first set finishes, your next set will already be reaching you. So you're
Okay.
ready, yeah. And then because this guy, if let's say he doesn't do that, right, okay, surprisingly he bought this lah, okay, he bought two sets. He bought two sets, but this guy doesn't have a big mana pool because he did this. So
Mm.
he's sacrificing a lot of his stats. So if actually he press his Q a lot on you, right, eventually he won't have mana at the end. Then if he were to just right click you, he's gonna be aggroing.
Mm.
Okay, so now let's just get back to the lane and let's see how you played. 12 is pretty good. The first few waves is mainly going to be a fight for range creep for you. Yeah, you got the range creep. It's perfect, but um,
Yeah, but I took a lot of
you took
damage
a
there.
lot of damage for this. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the other thing about getting spells at level 1 lah, okay? One of you have to have a spell to secure range creep,
Mm.
especially in these lanes where you're how to say you're basically playing uh with a disadvantage, means guaranteed it's a losing lane, right?
Mm.
So you're just playing off levels, means you're just trying to make sure you secure the range creep. If you can, you deny your range creep.
Okay.
But you cannot. These are the kind of things that happen if you don't have something to secure. You take so much damage to secure the range creep, and I think now if you tango up, also it's super scary to come near the creeps already. Okay, at least he's taking the creeps for you, but it's wasted lah. You're the carry, You need to.
Oh, I
It's very
that
fine.
was an accident, I think.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, those kind of things happen lah, but it's
I
fine.
remember that moment I was like saying like, oh, I clicked the wrong button.
It's fine, it's fine. But
Yeah.
another thing, right? Try not to burn your branch when you have three tangos.
Oh.
Yeah, because the stats actually helps you. So if you really need to, you burn it on the last tango,
Oh, okay.
Either
Because okay,
last or the second
my
last.
my idea is that okay, if I'm not gonna buy one, I
Uh-huh.
might as well burn the branch and
Uh
use it for more healing for my tangos.
yeah, but you right now you have three, right? So it's fine
Yeah.
to actually, because what it does is just it doubles up the healing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which is equivalent to two tangos lah. And if let's say like if you're pulling another set of tangos, right? So you don't have to worry so much. And this is actually one strength, one agility is is more armor, it's more HP,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's better to keep it lah. Don't burn it off so early. But if let's say you're already pretty low and you're not, just if you were to look at a situation where, like, let's say you're not pulling another set of tangos and you already use one tango and then now your HP is still like this and you have two branches, you want to, like, you plan to eat both the branches, then okay lah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, but if let's say you're not, like, especially if you have three tangos, right, don't do that. Try to eat a
Okay.
tree first, just keep your branches and all that so you stay a bit stronger. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot of experience with playing with players that are very low rank, but this is actually decent lah. And like this kind of game where there's no smurf or anything, so it's like it's a fair game. Means y'all are actually
Mm.
fighting people of your same level and it's or similar levels, and you guys are faring well lah. I think y'all are pretty competent.
First blood has been drawn.
I would say this is a decent trade. You got the first blood, so it's fine. This will actually amp you up a lot. If y'all get 2 kills here, it'll be wonderful. It's unfortunate. I don't think this will be a kill, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, when you see this, right? The amount
Yeah.
of creeps on your side and the amount of creeps on their side, right? What do you think is gonna happen?
We are gonna push them.
The lane's gonna push in, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be safer to play? I mean, like, what do you think which do you think is better or easier for you? Is it easier to play here or is it easier to play here?
At the back.
At the back, right? So down here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand why?
Because I'm closer to my tower.
Okay, so that immediately means more regen, more armor. That's one. The other thing is that it's just safer for you, right? Because
Yeah.
if they were to start diving, your teammates can TP, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, so the sole objective, since you're in a losing lane, right? Because by looking at it, it's a Viper lane, automatically difficult lane, right?
Yeah.
Viper lanes are always the hardest lanes, lah, okay? This is like
Yeah.
I think the most dominant lane hero in the game. He's buying shit items and he's still gonna dominate, lah, regardless. Okay, but yeah, so would you okay, like, if you're in this situation, do you know how to bring the lane back down here?
uh, I click on him
So that's
and then
aggroing, right?
aggroing. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So what does aggro do? Aggro actually pulls a creep wave closer to you to last hit, correct?
Yeah.
But when you aggro a creep, the enemy creeps are not hitting anything, correct? So it's just your creeps are going to continue to hit them on their way towards you, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So indirectly, actually, that's not really getting what you want out of it done, lah.
Mm.
Okay. So what you can do is you're not wrong, to aggro. Aggroing is correct because you need to aggro to get this CS. Otherwise, it's like if you were to walk up here, he's just gonna kill you again,
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like, if he has to go through the creep wave to get to you, there's a chance he might aggro also. Then the creeps will start hitting him, stuff like that. So it's a good, at the end of the day, efficiency wise, you're trading better.
Okay.
Okay, so your idea of aggroing is correct, but even if you aggro this now, and I can automatically tell you this lane's gonna go up for sure. And once you play here, right, this is actually the sweet spot for them, to play here.
Tremendous. Quite
I can
dangerous,
really
this
understand this,
one.
man. It's so
Double
hard to play
Yeah.
this. It's so
It's
annoying to play against
I
this, man.
failed this lane so bad.
No, but it's understandable. This is really a very hard lane to play. Okay. Not sure if you noticed. If you saw, you're gonna lose this strange trip EXP, because you're too
Yeah,
far
but what can
away.
I do there though?
Okay.
He's just gonna push me back all the way.
Yeah, the way Dota is designed, lah, okay, is actually it's all about trade-offs. So right now you can't get the creeps. Unfortunately, you can't get the CS, right? But
Yeah.
you can get the EXP if you stay around here. You
Mm.
can see my mouse, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's harder for him to come and this thing. But unfortunately, you can't get the CS. You can get the EXP at least. Then
Okay.
worst come to worst, right? Since you feel what is like such a waste of time, I'm not getting anything. Just go and take the pool creeps, man.
Okay.
Yeah, just go take the pool creeps. Like if really you feel like you really can't, right? You go take the pool creeps, then get Murali to hold the creep wave here.
Okay.
Yeah, and now you will come with a double wave, because this
Yeah,
creep
yeah,
wave wouldn't have died, right?
yeah.
Because you took these creeps, so you will come in a double wave, and you'll be fighting a double wave also, because when he hold the
Okay.
creep wave here until the next wave comes, so it'll be double wave on double wave. But I think there'll be one instance where this will be a single wave first, and you'll be fighting. It'll be single wave against single wave, and your creep wave will be slightly smaller. So every time they have more creeps, it's actually easier for them to do more damage. Because if
Okay.
they aggro and you aggro, you will just take more damage because they have more creeps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but regardless, you're just trying to get whatever you can out of this lane.
Mm-hmm.
Was this an accident? Double slipper?
No.
You bought double slipper, so you're getting 2 red bands, is it?
Yeah.
Mm, I don't think you should do that if you're guaranteed in a losing lane.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like I need more stats in the early game, so
yeah,
that's
but
why I go for two race bands.
okay, I can understand that, but you can only think like that if you feel that these 2 red bands are gonna make sure you can fight him.
Oh, okay.
If you 2 red bands and you still can't fight him, right? The second red band is just nothing already. It's of no use.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't even need to up the first red band. If you feel you can rush into something, like you feel like, oh, disaster lane, I want a straight rush of Midas, something like that.
Mm.
That also is okay. But I think don't neglect 1 red band lah. 1 red band is fine. It's some armor. It's I think 2 armor if I'm not mistaken. 1.75 armor lah. So it's still something. It's gonna help a lot. But this guy's poison attack is the higher level he gets is just gonna be a lot harder.